What's up, fight fans? Welcome to the UFC 219 post-fight show or rearview mirror. My name is Flyin Brian J. Thank you so very much for joining me. Once again, no co-hosts, so that means you, the live viewers on Facebook, are my co-hosts for this event. What we just watched was Chris Cyborg Justino put a decently impressive performance on Holm to retain the UFC Women's Featherweight Championship in a 5-round fight where Cyborg outlanded Holm in significant strikes, 104 to 60. Also in the co-main event, Habib, the Eagle, put on a crazily impressive performance over Edson Jr. Barboza to put himself as like the definite number one contender in the UFC's lightweight division. We thought he was that before. He's been scheduled for a title fight many times in the past. And finally, we got some viewers here, and people are raining in with their post-fight letter grades and stuff. Shane Boseman gives it a B-. Let me tell you, in the pre-fight, I gave it a 3 out of 5, just like even 3 out of 5, and that's what I ended up giving it by breaking down each fight. And the viewers, you guys, gave it a 3.25, 3.65 or something. Post-fight, you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. We had 6 hours, 10 fights. 2 of them were finishes. The rest of them were decisions, and there was 0 moments where I was on the edge of my seat. There were 0 moments where I was forced to be like, holy shit. None of that. There were no ebbs, no flows on this entire card. Even, okay, there was a little bit with Vettori and Akhmedov, but Habib was incredibly impressive, but there were no ebbs, no flows. He seemed to be in no danger at all ever. He got hit by 1 spinning kick, and that's about it. In the main event, Cyborg versus Holm, to me it felt like there was no drama. Cyborg dominated. That's what I thought. That's what I saw. There were moments where the announcers were talking about, Holm was getting the better of it, but really it was just one-sided. Holm moving backward the whole time, and then she would attack, and it was actually Cyborg who was getting the better of the countering, and she really brutalized Holm's face on the left side. But there was no drama, and that's my favorite. One of my favorite parts about mixed martial arts is the drama and unexpected shit happening. There was almost nothing unexpected, and there was no drama. Let's get back to you guys. Daryl Bowden says ratings are supposed to be out of 5 potatoes, and he says 4 out of 5 potatoes. Nope, don't agree. Chris Zahar says 3 out of 5, and that's being generous. Definitely wasn't worth the money. Josh Carpenter says, honestly, wasn't exciting at all, being the last event of 2017, plus being New Year's weekend. Felix Barajas gave it a B+, bummed that Holm just lost, and that was a fight I've wanted to see for a while. I'm glad it finally happened. Now let's just hope the fight isn't tainted by a hot piss test, if you know what I mean. Josh Williams giving it a 2 out of 5. Holly got robbed? Josh Culling says Holly got robbed. Did you see the stats? Round 1, Cyborg outlanded Holm 21-8. Round 2, Cyborg outlanded Holm 16-7. 3, 18-13. 4, 16-10. 5, 37-22. And who was the one with moving forward? Sure, Holm controlled Cyborg against the fence a couple of times, but she did absolutely less than nothing with the clinches against the fence. You don't get points. So Cyborg outlanded her by 15. She had 15 more strikes than her in the 3rd round, or the 5th round. Holm holding her against the fence for 30 seconds does not negate her being at a 15 amount of strike deficit. It's just, that's not how it works, I don't think. Wow. Daryl Bowden says Edson Barboza got robbed by the judges. How about, let's get into the WTF of the card right now. And we got a lot of viewers. I'm sure some of you have never seen me before, so I'm going to try to not be a Debbie Downer. There were good moments on the card, and we're going to talk about them. One of the WTFs of the card we could give in that is that in the co-main event, there were 7 10-8 rounds scored in favor of Khabib Nurmagomedov. There was the scores ended up being 30-25, 30-25, and 30-20-fucking-4. What the fuck? And that's not even like judges being idiots. That's legitimate scoring. Wow, craziness. Jeremy Bartlett says a C-. Stanley Stewart says 1.5 out of 5. Rufus, I don't know, Defiba says Holm fought a perfect fight, but she clinched too much and threw too many high kicks that were blocked. Raymond Soto, it's just Holm, not Holmes. Steven Fernandez says, tonight's going to be a hard night to give out the post-fight bonuses, in his opinion. And I agree. He says, Khabib gets one, Nicolau gets one, and Elliott gets one. Let's go over post-fight bonuses real fast. Mine, I think that obviously Tim Elliott gets a post-fight bonus. I think he deserves it. Dan Hooker might get one, I guess. Khabib. And, Nicolau, I guess. If we were to give a fight of the night, I'd give it to the main event, and then performance bonuses go to Khabib and Tim Elliott. Oliver Lopez wants to talk about what was the best main event of the year. Man, I'd have to look at something. What's up, Eric Haber? How you doing, buddy? Jeremy Bartlett says there's only one finish in the night. There were actually two. Dan Hooker's guillotine choke of Mark Diakiese and Tim Elliott's submission anaconda choke of Mark De La Rosa. You might have missed the first one with Tim Elliott because it was on the Fight Pass prelims. Another WTF of the card is going to go to UFC Fight Pass or UFC.tv because during Dan Hooker versus Mark Diakiese, which up until the finish was incredibly boring, almost nothing happened. Dan Hooker did like next to nothing. At the finish, my stream shut off, and many of other people's streams just shut the fuck off. Or if you were watching UFC.tv, yeah, just like stopped working. Like, okay, so I missed like the most exciting portion of the entire main card because the stream shut off. What the fuck, UFC Fight Pass? Myron Kane says they're just glad Khabib didn't pull out. Martel is booing me. Michael Miller, Barboza did what he could, and there were moments that looked like he could get Khabib in trouble and pull the trigger, but getting wrestle fucked all night takes the energy out of you. Yeah, especially when you're getting not I don't want to say wrestle fucked, but kind of when you're getting grappled and controlled and held down and battered by like the best person to ever do those things I just said. That's got to be disheartening. And yeah, props, I guess, a little bit to Edson Barboza for going the distance. Khabib's on another level. Jeffrey Hovinga says that. Julian Quiros says that he hopes we get Khabib versus Conor McGregor next in Russia. So let's talk about what's next for Khabib Nurmagomedov. He said in his post-fight that give him an hour's rest and he can fight Tony or Conor tonight. I think that he said that he'd rather have Tony because he actually has the belt, and he said that Conor is probably, retired until he spends all of his money and then he'll come back. And either fight's fine with me. I think that Conor's just in this realm of if he comes back, it's going to be big money fights and that aren't that crazy dangerous, maybe. But I don't know when Conor's coming back, so I say we book Tony Ferguson versus Khabib 3 months from now. Book that shit right now. I want to see that fight so bad, but they've booked it like 3 to 4 times and it's never happened. Can you imagine how fun that's going to be? Who would you guys pick to win Khabib versus Tony Ferguson? Oliver Lopez says, do I think Cyborg versus Holm was the best main event of the year? Hell no. Hell no. Man, it wasn't even the best main event this month. Swanson versus Ortega was way more fun. Lawler versus Dos Anjos was a lot more fun. Holloway versus Aldo, too, probably more fun. It was the best main event of the year. Poirier versus Pettis was pretty dope. The best main event of the year, all things withstanding, drug tests and everything with Johnny Bones Jones, was probably UFC 214, Daniel Cormier versus John Jones. That, or perhaps like GSP versus Bisping is up there. That was really fun. Bermudez versus Korean Zombie was extremely fun. Man. Yeah, anywho. Oh, we got a long comment from Yael David Lopez Martinez. Holm was too anxious and was throwing the same combos, too predictable, but she had the capacity to win it. Barboza could win it too, but couldn't handle Khabib's pressure running forward. Diakaze had the capacity to win, but made a rookie mistake. Conor isn't the same fighter. Bear MMA says Khabib is just on a different level. Definitely on another level. Yeah, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, right? So sure, Holm had the capacity to win the fight. She didn't. And she hardly won a round. How much for the tacos? What's your question, Aaron? Hail Mary Daniels? I don't. Conor is in trouble with Khabib. Big trouble. Jackson's MMA has now 16 straight losses. Oh, gosh. That's terrible, Jorge Figueroa. That's not good at all, is it? Fred Carrigan says that Khabib can only lose to somebody who can defend takedowns, and there are none in that division like that. None that are like extremely good. Conor could put him down in seconds. Let's not pretend like Conor doesn't have some god tier fucking power in his left hand. They come out, they meet in the middle. Conor could left hand him into smithereens. It's completely possible. Like I said earlier, one of the greatest things about mixed martial arts is the unpredictability. And while that is predictable, it's obviously one avenue to victory for Conor McGregor. It would be super shocking if Conor laid that left hand on Khabib and put him to sleep in 45 seconds or something. But after like that first 45 seconds, you got to believe that the advantage is in Khabib's corner. And let's talk about Khabib a little more. Not only did his wrestling and his ground control, his fucking ground and pound, all of that look god tier, as I mentioned, but he showed off some pretty dynamic striking. He seemed to hurt Edson Barboza with a right hand in the first round. He's just marching forward, and because Edson is so afraid of the takedown, he's got to keep his hands low to try to get double underhooks and defend the takedown. Khabib hit him with the right hand, and Khabib hit him with a couple of like left high kicks, I believe it was. Really impressive stuff from Khabib Nurmagomedov. And, yeah, that guy is he's so impressive. And his post-fight interviews fun as well. BBC, you mean the British broadcast channel? I got to block that fucking guy. Hold on, guys. Danny, whatever. If Conor doesn't KO Khabib within 3 minutes, he's done. That's Steve Bertson. That's what I'm talking about too, my friend. As we transition, from praising Khabib, we didn't give him too much credit. I didn't talk about his game as much as I should. But as I transition into talking a little bit more about what is next for Cyborg Justino, I want to ask you to please like my Facebook page. It is at Flyin Brian Show. Let me put that in the comment section, and please like it. That would help me out a lot. Please like my page. Dude is unbelievable. Ricardo Salazar says Khabib fixed the hole in his game. Everybody in the division should be worried. Nobody standing a chance against Khabib. Okay, Drew Owens says, what is next for Cyborg? Everybody was impressed by Khabib, guys. I think that was obviously the highlight of the night was Khabib's performance. But what's next for Cyborg Justino? I would really like for her to fight Megan Anderson. That would be ideal. But I don't know why. Sorry guys. The Ryzen is happening right now. If you want to watch that, that'd be fun as well. I'd like for Cyborg to fight Megan Anderson. I don't know if she's actually still fighting. I don't know why she pulled out of the fight last time and just said she had some personal stuff to go over. That was weird, right? And I don't know when she's coming back. If that can't happen, I know Amanda Nunes said that she would be interested in fighting Cyborg. I don't know how legitimate she is. I don't know if she really means that she wants to do that. But I hope she is, because I would love to watch Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg Justino. I want to see Megan versus Cyborg. I would rather see Nunes versus Cyborg. That would be... I'm stuck on God tier. I got a coworker who says God tier all the fucking time. It would be God tier. That'd be a God tier fight. I want that to happen right now. Who would you guys pick to win? Matthew Caldwell says he wasn't that impressed with Khabib's performance. He literally knew that Barboza had no chance of hell in winning if Khabib got that fight to the ground. Chris Martindale says Nate Diaz could beat Khabib. Nope. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Obviously, like I've been saying, unpredictability. He has a chance, but look what RDA did to Nate Diaz. Look what, it's MMA math, but look what Khabib did to RDA. Look what RDA did to Nate Diaz. It'd be similar. Scott Talmadge says he would pick, what up, Zeeth? What up, Z? Says he would pick Cyborg over Nunes. Well, again, I'm going to do some math, just a little bit of MMA math here, but I would think that Nunes would crush Holly Holm, right? And Cyborg did not crush Holly Holm. On just that, I would say that Nunes has a chance. But yeah, I too would pick Cyborg. I'm just saying. Gotta block the couchless gentleman. Is that why I had so many views? Man. Gabby Garcia. Fuck. I don't even want to talk about that circus. Khabib destroyed Dos Anjos. Yes. Marcus Zachary, what up, brother? Cyborg over Nunes, but Nunes has a good chance. Drew Owning says, yeah. Shit, let's watch it. Why would what else? What else do you want for Cyborg? That's got to be like what the most look forward to fight, like in the possibility of Cyborg's future, doesn't it? I think that it absolutely is. Khabib legit stands no chance against Nate Diaz. Never. What? You guys must be from California, yeah? Zeeth, what do you think? You think Nate Diaz has a chance against Khabib? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't. Nate doesn't have great takedown defense. He's a volume striker. He's a long, lengthy volume striker. He's not going to have. He's not going to have the range to get off on the volume boxing on Khabib. Khabib is going to smother his ass, and also they're not going to fight each other. Nate, that's stupid for us to even talk about. It's like asking who would win, Batman or the Flash. Clearly, the Flash, because he's like immortal. And Batman's just a man with a suit. But anyway, not going to happen. From Georgia. You must be from Idaho. Whatever happened to Kat Zingano? She's on Instagram all the time. She has got a fight coming up, yeah? Cyborg would murk Kat Zingano. I know that fight was talked about once. Ooh, as I'm talking right now, if you're not watching Risen, Kyoji Horiguchi is making his way to the Risen ring. I think this is this fight card is just starting. I slept until 3 p.m. today, so I'm probably going to watch this card. Stay tuned to my Facebook and my Twitter, and we can talk about it, y'all. Tony is dangerous off his back. That'd be a fun matchup with Habib is on another level. Now we're just speculating. Let's talk about some other stuff on this card. How about it, guys? Well, while I'm waiting here. Let's look at what the real post-fight bonuses were. Does it say on the Wikipedia? I don't know if it does. Let me just do something here, guys, quickly. Megan Anderson tweeted 30 minutes ago, "Great fight, ladies. Congrats, Chris, on retaining your belt. UFC, I think there's only one fight to make now, and it's against a legit featherweight. Hashtag UFC 219. Well, let's see if that happens. I know Matthew Caldwell says, "Is there anything else to talk about?" Not really. No. Josh Culling says, "Why was there only one fight on UFC Fight Pass?" Because a bunch of fights got canceled. A welterweight, no. I don't know why that's even there. A welterweight bout between Marty Usman and Emil Mech was expected to take place at this event, but it was pushed back to UFC 220 due to visa issues. John Lineker pulled out of this card just 7 days ago. He required emergency surgery on a tooth, so he didn't fight Jimmy Rivera. What else happened? There was a bunch of cancellations, and this fight card I felt like came together late. And so there were only 10 fights in the card. There were 12, and then Lineker, Rivera got taken away, and Usman versus Mech got taken away. So now we have 10. And luckily, Tim Elliott just got brought over from last week's event, 2 weeks ago, to fight here. Thanks, Dustin Chaparro. Dan Leiden, did she miss the sofa auction? Oh, God, the couchless gentlemen are still here. I got to block everybody. Nothing to talk about. 3 words. Ferguson, and Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. That was 5 words, man. Kind of. What's next for Neil Magny? Oh, somebody actually wants to talk about Neil Magny. That's rare, but we'll do it. Neil Magny. I don't know. I don't see Neil Magny beating many of these dudes. Has he fought? Does he have affiliation with Masvidal? Has he fought Masvidal? Magny versus Masvidal. Let's do it. The New Year, oh my God, fight that's coming up is Stipe Miocic versus Francis the Predator Ngannou. Brett Boyd, what beer am I drinking? It is a homebrewed Munich Helles that I call What the Helles. It's probably the best beer I've ever made, if I'm being honest. And I am. So, yeah, it's fucking delicious. I made it, and I'm going to make it again because it's like the most successful. It's phenomenal. And I've just made it. I bought I don't want to spend too much time on beer, but you guys know I love talking about beer. I bought a freezer, turned it into what's called a keezer, which is a keg fridge slash fermentation device, so I can control the fermentation temperature of my beers. Excuse me, and I have the ability to lager beers now. So I got that, and I'm gonna make a lager. I made this one, and it is phenomenal. It's absolutely delicious. Oregon beer is pretty good. Ah, William. Aha, I knew you brought the couchless gentleman in here. This beer, it's not that my beers get taller. This is a Pilsner glass. Pilsner glasses are taller so they can let the carbonation come from the bottom and rise up all the time. And then you get this long cascading drink out of it. So it's like lagers are supposed to be crisp, clean tasting on your palate. So the long glass assists with that. It's only a 16-ounce glass. It's just tall. Just drink it, pansy. All right, Blaine. God, chill out. Whoa, hey, William, don't drop them F-bombs. No, none of those. We can't use those F-bombs in this. Oregon beer is pretty fucking good. I love the Crux Fermentation Project. I love Deschutes. I pretty much love everything Oregon that I've ever had. It's pretty good. Okay, so Fred wants to talk about Carlos Condit. Lost his fire. I told you guys in the pre-fight show that I didn't care to watch his fight because he retired once. He hadn't fought in, 16 months or something like that. And he said that in his last fight against Damian Maia, he got hurt by a punch from Damian fucking Maia. Top-tier fighters don't get hurt by punches from Damian Maia. Carlos Condit used to be the guy, he was interim champion for a while. He put a fucking vicious shin on GSP's face. I actually thought that he defeated Robbie Lawler in his last fight with him. But when you're getting hurt from punches from Damian Maia, when you're retired, I don't care to watch you fight anymore because he was concerned about brain damage. Also, he's concerned about brain damage. He's obviously lost the killer instinct. And we knew going into this matchup that Carlos Condit has like the worst takedown defense in MMA history. That's not true. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. And Neil Magny out-grappled somebody like Kelvin Gastelum. So you put those together, you got terrible takedown defense versus a long guy with good takedown, good ground control in Neil Magny, and you got a recipe for a not very exciting fight, especially when you're talking about a guy who, is, like I said, retired and had one foot out the door in Carlos Condit. What was my favorite fight of 2017? Let me ask you guys that. Everybody in the comments, what was your favorite fight of 2017? Mine might have been... Well, I went to my first ever UFC event in 2017. It's the only UFC event I've ever attended in person. And that was on April 15th, UFC on Fox. Demetrius Johnson versus Wilson Hayes. I really, really enjoyed Tim Elliott versus Louis Smolka that night. And I loved Demetrius Johnson putting the wax on Wilson Hayes. That was super fun. But my favorite fight might have been Yoel, the Soldier of God Romero versus Robert Bobby Knuckles Whitaker. A little bit of that is because middleweight's my favorite division. I love Yoel Romero, despite he has tons of haters. I think he's a very interesting character. He's a physical specimen, looks like a Greek god. And we got like a legitimate champion out of that fight in Robert Whitaker. Coming and saving the middleweight division. I might go with that one. But other than that, what was the most emotional moment for me watching fights in 2017? It has to be John Jones knocking out Daniel Cormier. And I'm not a John Jones fan. I'm a Daniel Cormier fan. But that was so fucking exciting. I don't want to talk about that too much now, but not a Woodley fight. And it feels like... Willie, guess what? I watched Thug Rose fight in Kansas City, but she defeated the Karate Hottie, and that makes me really sad. So, Blaine Avila says Thiago Santos versus Jack Marshman. Yeah. Favorite fight? Oh, Jamie Valdivia says Cruz versus Garbrandt. Wow. Man, that was exciting. That was so fun to watch. Nice. Brett Boyd has my favorite comment in this entire chat. Robert Whittaker retired GSP and never laid a fucking hand on him. I added the F-bomb. Scott Talmadge, I don't know if you could call it a favorite. To name some, GSP coming back was definitely up there. I also love Bobby Knuckles' fight. Tony Ferguson winning the interim. Yeah, that was good too. Holloway, I was glued for Jones versus DC, but I was super sad. I know, I was super sad too, Scott. But then, I mean, you were here for that post-fight show. I was super sad for Cormier. But then, like, Jones did everything right in the post-fight. He said that Cormier is a great person, man, a fighter, father. He has massive respect for him. And then Jones, Jones did everything right. He gave praise to Cormier. He was humble. He said, coming back after that, like a long layoff, was emotional for him. And then he called out Brock Lesnar, and everything was perfect. And then, watching Cormier cry was pretty shitty. And it feels like heaven so far away. Sorry, I gotta block some of the couchless gentlemen. Martel Soloranzo says, dude, you were still not talking about Tony Ferguson. Bad. I'm out of here. Grr. Man, people, Tony Ferguson's fans are some of the most, gung-ho, I'm a fucking fan of that person fans ever. People talk about Nate Diaz fans and Conor McGregor fans and how they're, but Tony Ferguson fans are pretty out there, too. Scott Talmadge says, I was okay with Jones winning, and then he pissed high. I was super mad about that. Justin Gaethje. The animal was so fun. Oh, God. Yeah, perhaps Fight of the Year candidate. The Fight of the Year candidate was Justin Gaethje versus Michael Domenish Johnson. How fun was that? That was amazing. So many fun things happened this year. What do they want me to talk about? Tony Ferguson. He's really good. His victory off of his back against Kevin Lee was phenomenal. He's a very dynamic fighter. I love watching him fight. But in my recollection and in my opinion, he didn't have any of the top moments from this year. Sure, it was really good that he submitted Kevin Lee off of his back. I'm not a Kevin Lee fan. I think that he talks smack unnecessarily. Drew Owings says, honest opinion, who does Conor McGregor fight next? The winner of Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. Ooh, yeah. How about that? Let's go with that. Okay. I waited a long time, but here are I got more WTFs of the card. I love talking about WTFs of the card. We've got one possibility is that there were no knockouts tonight. The two finishes were both submissions. What the fuck? And they weren't, well, the second submission wasn't even that exciting. But anyway, my WTF of the card is going to Mark Diakiese walking out to, I don't know what song it is, but you probably saw the meme or a little video on Facebook about, what it sounds like when you put fucking a meat or some, chili in the microwave. Skrr-pop, skrr-pop, pop, 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 cat, 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 pop, 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 pop. You saw that rapper doing that? I thought that was a joke. I didn't know it was a real fucking song. And Mark Diakiese walked out to it. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was the weirdest shit. What the fuck? Mark Diakiese. Blaine Avila is sick of McGregor. Dennis Beechler wants to talk about the new Poland guy that's 22 years old. So we're talking about Khalil Roundtree versus, I don't know how to say this guy's name, Mishal Oleksiuk. It's almost as tough to say as Ioana Jędrzejczyk. But anywho, was I impressed? Mostly I was focused on Khalil Roundtree and how unimpressed I was with him. He came out just swinging huge bungalows without technique at all, just trying to get the finish in the first 30 seconds. Once he couldn't do that, and he was out of it. It was over for him. So I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see his next fight. And the 200 is the middleweight, right? Or is it middleweight? Light heavyweight, yeah. Light heavyweight needs some contenders, and I'm excited for him to be there. But other than that, I don't know. We need to get Nikita Krylov back. And it feels like heaven so far away. What's up, Travis Schmidt? Toast. The Couch Kids. I'm trying to block them, Scott. My coworker brings them in here. Goofy bastard. Ricky Berkey, who's in the comments tonight, got to watch tonight's fights at a sports bar with Justin Ledet, the heavyweight contender. Not a contender, but yeah, nice job, Ricky Berkey. That's pretty fun. One of the best moments of 2017 was when Thug Rose won that belt. Absolutely was. Eugene Avocado, is that a legit question? What's with the couch? There's a Facebook group called The Couchless Gentlemen, and they just take live streams like this one, they link it to their Facebook page, and then like they have thousands of people in their Facebook page, and they just flood the comment sections and just like ask if they can buy the couch. And they just say like the dumbest shit ever. And they're trolls. It's really sad that there's like a group of grown-ass men who spend their time on a Saturday evening like just being trolls on the internet for funsies. Super weird. It's like incredibly weird. But that's the entire explanation of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Matthew Caldwell says the best moment of 2017 was Ngannou knocking out Reuterim. No, I don't. That wasn't that cool, was it? Mm-hmm. Do. Yeah, it is weird, Eugene. It's not that cool. Darren Till, God, he has a good chance of being the. Who's your fighter of the year? I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for Darren Till to fight Stephen Thompson, and then after he beats Stephen Thompson, I'm excited for him to fight the winner of RDA and Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley. How fun would that be? Did the hot blonde win? No, the hot blonde got beat up. Her face. Travis, yeah. Holly Holm lost unanimous decision, 49-46, 48-47, and 48-47 to Chris Cyborg. I scored at 5-0 for Cyborg. Maybe I was just being a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but anyway. What else could we talk about? Matheus Nicolau handed Luis Smolka's fourth consecutive loss. Nicolau has a background in boxing, and he started training in jiu-jitsu or something like that when he was 13 years old. So Nicolau is somebody who we could look forward to in the flyweight division to be somebody someday. He's only 24 years old, and he's 13-1 with one draw. Could be somebody to look forward to. It's just Holm. It's just Holm. Not Holmes. Brett Boyd says, Scott Talmadge asks about Dominic Cruz during the co-main event. Joe Rogan was talking about it too, that Edson Barboza has taken so much damage from Habib in the first two rounds that he would consider not letting Barboza go out for the third round. Just like call it on the stool, throw in the white towel. And what do I think about that? Well, like me as a person who doesn't want to get punched in the face ever for any reason, I say, yeah, throw that fucking towel in. But also, you saw in the third round that Barboza like almost landed a spinning heel kick on Khabib. And you've seen in the past, like, I think it's Barboza's last fight against Beneil Dariush. Was that his last fight? Let me look at it. Excuse me. Yep, gets Beneil Dariush. He was losing up until he landed a flying knee knockout. And sure, Barboza didn't seem to be taking like that much damage. I mean, his face was brutalizing and he was taking a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But Barboza's a guy that has the ability to finish any fight in the blink of an eye. And Barboza wasn't taking as much damage as like Michael Johnson took against Khabib. And I like the thought. I think it's a good thought to put out there, in my opinion. But I wouldn't have done it. If I was Barboza's coach and I know that he could finish a fight just like that, bam, I'm not pulling him. So I would not have done it. Robbie Rapp's giving this card a D. Yeah. Dennis Beechler thought this was worse than Michael Johnson. I disagree. Man, I guess both of them were pretty fucked up, pretty ass whoopings. But anyway, I wouldn't have pulled him. Holloway or Whitaker Fighter of the Year? I want to mention this, and yeah, Martel Soloranzo says the card was weak. Yes, it was. The card kind of sucked, but we're talking about other stuff, so that's going to be good. There was just a big headbutt in the Rizin fight between Kyoji Horiguchi and I forget his opponent's name. Anyway, so like the argument for Holloway, like he defeated Jose Aldo twice in 1 year. Well, I don't think that the second time was necessary. That's why I don't like that argument, because he like dominated him the first time. And the second time he just like beat him worse. The second fight was unnecessary. Styles make fights. And I would have liked to see pretty much anybody other than Jose Aldo rematch Max Holloway. And good job, Max Holloway. You beat a legend, a guy who was at one time on a 10-year winning streak. You beat him twice 1 year. Congratulations. But in my opinion, it means less because they happen back to back. If we see somebody dominate somebody one time, you expect it to happen again, and it did. So like, again, I like my expectations to be exceeded, and like I don't want to be able to predict what's happening, and it was like really predictable. And it feels like heaven so far away. Sorry, Martel Solorzano. Bam, 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 bam. All right, what are the real commenters? Do we have any? Do we have any guys that want to talk about fights? Man, like the couch people, I don't want to talk about the couch people. Like they're here every time, ever since my coworker started working with me, because he's in this group, I guess. Which, by the way, William, it's not that cool. I usually ignore them, but don't you guys got lives? Don't you got anything to do? Like fucking watch a movie with your wife or girlfriend, or play a fucking video game. So I don't know, anything else. Fucking weird. Weirdos. What's next for Holly Holm? She is 1-4 in her last 5 fights. What's next for her? Somebody lower tier in the women's bantamweight division. Like go back, but maybe she could be a gatekeeper at featherweight if she wants to be. Maybe she could do good there because she doesn't have to cut as much weight. But if she would rather go back to bantamweight, I would like to see her against somebody like, she has not fought Kat Zingano, huh? How about Ketlin Vieira? Ketlin Vieira is somebody who just beat Sarah McMahon. She's young. She's got a lot of promise. She's strong. She's got good fundamentals. She's good in all areas. She's a pretty good striker, and she submitted Sarah McMahon. I would like to see Holm versus Ketlin Vieira. Who's next for Cyborg? We talked about that already, but I'll say it quickly, Fred. I want to see her versus either Megan Anderson or preferably against Amanda the Lioness Nunes. Ricky Burkew's so we're having a conversation about something that we enjoy, and maybe they're having a conversation about something they enjoy, trolling people. But I just feel like your time would be better served in other things. Like you and I, Ricky, are talking about mixed martial arts, and it's fun. This is a good time. It's a mutual interest. Like that is just. Why don't they talk about the video games they play, or I don't know, anything? It's weird. Haven't I already blocked you, Samantha? Caleb Ray wants to see a rematch between Cyborg and Holm. I don't. Did they find Duranamir, or is he still missing? I don't know. Oh. Who got the arm triangle? Was it Kyoji? Scott? I haven't been paying attention. And this is the first round, right? This card is just starting. They could probably get over like 4 a.m. Yep, Kyoji got it. Right against the ropes. Arm triangle choke. Nice. Well, honestly, guys, tonight I thought we were going to talk for like 15 minutes because this card was not that exciting, and I didn't feel like it deserved like that much of our attention or that much of our time to discuss it. But we have been talking for almost an hour, for 47 minutes, 48 minutes. So I think we exceeded what we were going to do. Perhaps sometime in this coming week I can have just a live chat where we talk about like the top moments of the year. Would you guys be into that? On like a Wednesday, we talk about the top moments from this last year. I'm going to pick Duho Choi, Fred. Fred Carignan says, you know what this card was missing? Daniel Cormier. I agree. I prefer Daniel Cormier over Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz and Joe Rogan seem to have like arguments sometimes. They don't get along that well. Or Joe will say something and Cruz will just correct him. They're both saying things that are correct. Like, I don't feel like Cruz needs to tell him he's wrong. I would rather have Daniel Cormier, but Cormier's got a fight coming up, a big one, so he's got shit to do. Who asked? Somebody asked what I gave this card. Post-fight, I gave it a 1 out of 5. I'm sticking to it. Martin Lasso Troya says, how much did I rate the card? And yeah, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. Yeah, we already said Ferguson versus Habib. We got it. DC is Scott Talmadge is talking about how fun Cormier is as a commentator. He's informative, as you say. I always say he's jovial. He's happy. His zest for life is infectious and makes me feel like I'm having a better time than I am because he's being so fun and free. He's not sticking to guidelines. He's being himself, and he's happy, and I love it. Well, we probably better close the show, guys. What do you think? Oh, let me quickly look and see what the actual post-fight bonuses were. Post-fight bonuses go fight of the night to Cyborg and Holm. Got it. And Khabib and Tim Elliott. You know, Khabib is, what is his record now in the UFC? This is funny because Khabib is, I believe, 8-0 in his UFC career. 17. Yeah, I think 18-0 or 8-0 in his UFC career. This is the first time he's ever got a post-fight bonus. Isn't that nuts? So congratulations to Khabib Nurmagomedov for getting that extra $50K, and congratulations to Tim Elliott because I think this is like his second win that he got a post-fight bonus in. So way to go, Tim Elliott. Yeah. Heaven so far away. I keep you got to check out Gone Away by The Offspring. Listen to that song. It's so fucking delicious. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Please like my channel. Freddy Krueger wants your shirt back. Pretty dope shirt. The reason why I wear a lot of red shirts is I got a green screen. It's the easiest to not key out of my background. And also I got yellow and black back here. If I wore a black shirt, I blend in too much to my background. If I wore a yellow shirt, blend in too much to my background. Wore a yellow shirt to my green screen, I could key out my shirt, and then like I'm a floating head. So we're a lot of red shirts. That's a little fun excuse for that, or explanation. I'm out of here, guys. Like my Facebook page. It's at Flyin Brian J. Oh, it's at Flyin Brian Show. Let me put that in there. I guess I'll put this on the YouTube and also on hashtag Fight Nerds. Thanks, David Snyder. I'll put it on YouTube and on the podcast link if you want to go back and listen to it later, or if you want to listen to future episodes and you're not here, I'll put it on the podcast link at on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you can find me. Until next time, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Got a love for you. Got a lot of love for you. Happy New Year. Be safe. If you drink, call a fucking Uber or a ride or Lyft or whatever it is. With all these things like Uber and Lyft and shit, there's no reason to drink and drive at all. Just have somebody else do it for you. It's not that expensive. It's way cheaper than causing someone to lose their life, losing your own life, or getting a DUI or something like that. So have a happy New Year. I hope that 2018 is the best year of your entire life. Later, fight fans. Namaste.